I like it. All right. So at the start of the event, too, they were sharing. It's called Live Unreal, and that's coined through Jeff and the leadership team as well. And the way he breaks it down is first understanding what is the Live Unreal formula, and the definition of living unreal is a life so amazing it's almost unbelievable. A life so amazing it's almost unbelievable. And the model that he shared with us is starting with money, which is a yearly income goal. And then transactions, number of transactions for income goal. And then options.
An option, go ahead.
Yeah, please.
It's like your lifestyle, what you want, things you want to buy, experiences, vacations.
Why? Like, what is that going to do for you? What are the options that you have once you reach that goal?
It's basically the vision board of
what's the money going to do, and how many transactions are needed to support what those options are. And then the next is better, best self. And that's really asking, like, who do you have to become in order to accomplish? What habits do you have to build? What behavior do you have to have? What does your schedule need to look like? What does your mindset need to look like? And then at the very top, it's your unreal life, and that is the legacy. So at the very beginning of the conference, this was like the first keynote of and setting the stage for the entire event of living the Unreal Formula. And then the rest of the conference was really tactical. And that's one thing I love. We've all been to mega camp and family reunions, right? Jill, have you been to any KW events yet? So I've been with Keller Williams since 2015. So then what is this? 11 years. And I've been to several mega camps, family reunions, and they're all really, really good. What I like about Jeff's events is it's extremely tactical and practical, of like day in and day out. And that's really, when we get into it too, it's going to be very tactical of like a daily perspective. What's needed, what's required, and there's no fluff. And that's really what I appreciate a lot too. Is it's straight to the point.
Just to interrupt, there was a little circle, because this is what he, I guess, normally sees, that agents will just circle around this, they'll make their goal, they'll want the options, and they'll just go around on this hamster wheel. It's when you bust through this ceiling that you're trusting the process and you're becoming a better version of yourself to live to leave a legacy for your family, for yourself. And he says it's not about the destination, it's just about the version that you're becoming.
In the journey. Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Led into creating a business plan 2 times a year, first half and second half. So many times we make a business plan, we've been guilty of it too, is where we'll create a plan and then we look up at the end of the year and like, what did we actually achieve? So leaning into creating it 2 times a year, December, January, having it finalized, and then revisiting halfway through the year. And this was clarity too. A lot of times we like hear something and like, what is this actually going to do for me? And he was breaking it down as what business planning does for you is it creates a conversation with reality. It converts a wish into a math equation. So many things can be solved with an economical math equation, right? Exposes gap between ambition and what needs to happen. That's a big one for me too, where we'll start at the beginning of the year or at the very end, we're hyped up, we're excited, very ambitious, very excited, like, hey, we're going to create something big this year. And so the business plan, especially looking at midway through, is it exposes a gap between ambition and what needs to happen. Creates accountability before you need it. Protects us when the market shifts. And I think that's a huge key point as well. Protects us when the market shifts. As we're arguably in a shifting market right now, understanding where your business plan is and what your goals are and reviewing that regularly will help protect you when the market does shift. Puts you in control of your own economy, creating what you desire based off of the money, the transactions, the options, better, best self, and then to the unreal life. And then shortens the learning curve year over year. Because you're able to have the data and to track it and see where you are and have been from the year prior.
And I believe Adrian's doing a mid-year business planning tomorrow, so it's a really good time to like go home and revisit your yearly goals and what you want to accomplish, and then come tomorrow and get really tactical about it too for the rest of the year.
So did he say when you're doing that business plan, who do you meet with? Do you meet with your CPA? Do you meet with other people that's holding you accountable? I mean,
Yeah, I think that'd be a coach, an accountability partner.
You know, here at Keller Williams, or is it your accountant? You know, you're saying, here's where I'm at with this year. Because we all sometimes, I mean, I try to meet with mine 3 times a year.
Sure,
To know where my taxes are going to be.
sure.
You don't wait to the end going, oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
You know when you look at, yeah.
Oh, really? We're good? You know?
Sure,
But you gotta know, and by November, you know what your end of the year's gonna be.
sure.
So you gotta figure it out.
I think that's a great idea. Like when you look at like your allied resources too, of like who's part of your team,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. So,
Is leaning on your accountant too and taking the business plan and identifying, hey, this is where we are from January 1 through today.
Yeah.
Indeed.
You know, but you gotta do that at least, I think with accountant, at least 3 times a year going, here's where I'm at, and are we on tax to do the taxes properly this year?
Sure.
Because it's all a game. It's just how you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to pay your accountant to do that, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I got it scheduled in, you know, to meet with them, and it's only a 30-minute meeting, but it's worth it to me.
And he's
whatever they
billing
charge.
you like $150 or
Yeah,
something.
but to me, it's worth that, you know, to kind of figure it out.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah,
You
I
just
mean
bring a shoebox?
that's
Pay it at the end of the year.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I just, whatever it is, it's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do.
that's
Sure.
one little bucket. Like there's others with spiritual health. Like that's why you have a coach or a trainer for your weight goal. You meet with them either weekly or monthly, depending on that particular goal. So yeah, it's a good check-in. And Jeff, when he started, he would pay his biggest competitor for accountability. Like if he wasn't in the office at 8 o'clock, he would write a check to his biggest competitor in that office. So it's like whoever y'all want to seek out and hold you accountable.
Even in our office too, like he would make commitments with John across the hall, and this is, you know, Keller Williams' office, and say, look, if I'm not in here, you know, by 7:30, 7:45, whatever the agreed upon time was, then he even like pre-wrote out, I think like 5 $100 checks, and he was like, deposit it. If I'm not here and we're not on the phone together, I'm not checking in with you, then you have my permission to go ahead and deposit that check. And that's really like that. You know, we'll speak more into it, and really that's a good segue to leaning into. This is what top agents do consistently, every single day. Scatter prospecting to structured time. Scatter prospecting to structured time. So often the day will get on with us and we realize, hey, we haven't lead generated today. I know that's happened. That happened for me. Happens to me many a times. And so then having that commitment of uninterrupted lead generation time at a specific structured time every single day. Accountability structure with consequences, leaning into that financial penalty. If I'm not here at the time that I said I would be here, then this is what happens on the other side of that. Having a price reduction strategy and pricing properly. Top agents do this consistently. They consistently have a price reduction strategy and they price properly when they initially put homes to the marketplace. Define what standard moves you to walk away from the listing. So many times we'll go on a listing appointment and we'll be in conversation with the seller, and they're in outer space of what they think their property is worth. Create and define a standard of at what amount are you willing to say, hey, we're just too far apart. The market's not going to support your goals at this price. So the question is well, what does that look like? Is that 20%, 50%, 10%, right? And so Jeff indicated that if you're on a listing appointment and you're within 10% of the market, he would take it personally. So that's a good litmus test. If you're meeting with a seller and they're around 10% higher than what the market, you feel like the market supports, he would take the listing, maybe even add language in the listing agreement that if we don't have it sold by such and such date, talks of offers or offers, then we adjust the price to that 10% accordingly. That was clarity for me because it's tricky sometimes. I've sold homes that I think were priced too high and they sell. And then I feel like I price a home very well and it's not selling. So like where on that scale do you say, hey, we're too far away? And what he's learned is 10% is a good range.
10% with people with good attitudes.
10% people with good attitudes who have the goal to sell, right?
If they have a bad attitude going in,
Sure.
and it can be that way, I don't take it.
No, thank you.
I can walk away.
Yeah,
Life's
next,
too short.
Exactly.
to worry about it.
And I don't mean that, but the older you get, or the longer you've been in the business,
Yeah.
the more you say,
This ain't for me.
no, it's not.
Well, it's time too. Like you have that choice to spend your time like that.
And energy and effort and money.
Oh,
We spend a lot of money advertising and marketing.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's an average of $1,000 per listing to get one ready.
Fact. Absolutely. Yeah, maybe even a little bit more.
Or
Yeah.
a little bit more. But you can look at that and say, is it worth my $1,000 to pursue this if they're unrealistic to start with?
Exactly. And they're not motivated. You know, I heard something recently too, is like as the market continues to shift, is like we got to get laser focused and understand that if there is a buyer or seller who is not motivated, and the motivation is that their living situation is no longer serving them, and once that's identified, and if that doesn't exist in their world and they're more opportunistic or, oh, I'll sell if I can get this, then can you work with them? Like, can you help them right now in this market? Because I tell you, if you overprice right now, I don't think you're gonna sell. It's just gonna sit and rot on the market.
A lot of houses are just sitting anyway.
Correct. Yeah.
Where you think they're priced right.
Yeah.
They're just sitting.
Yeah. And then are they though? Are they priced right? Like we've had a property on the market for 90 days. Started close to 8. We did a $50,000 price adjustment now, and it's still on the market.
I've done
So
the same.
yeah, it's interesting. Sure is. He identifies a 70-30 rule at 70% on production and then 30% leading the organization. So leading your business, and that's, it's the saying of like, are you working on your business or working in the business? And so there's a suggestion of 70% of your time is working in the business and 30% of time is on the business, on the organization itself. And this is what top agents do consistently. Role play, skill develop. Number 5. And number 6, mindset and energy management. And number 7 is strategic growth and vision. And number 7, strategic growth and vision, can like lean back into your business plan as well, and monitoring that. Do you have any questions for those? Okay. And this is the 11 modern agent, top producing agent daily tasks. This is what the daily schedule looks like every single day. Spend 15 minutes in mindset work daily. 45 minutes of exercise daily. 15 minutes of prospecting prep time daily. 30 minutes of skill building daily. And then uninterrupted 2 hours of outbound prospecting daily. And on the other side of prospecting is spending 45 minutes of follow-up. calling past leads, people you need to connect with. It doesn't preclude that 2-hour block of generating new business daily. And then 30 minutes capturing footage daily, content. 30 minutes of writing copy daily, like writing out content. And 30 minutes of administering content. And then 90 minutes of showtime daily. Showing properties or going on appointments, on listing appointments. That's what that means. Anything you want to add, Winnie?
No. This is all what he has like observed within his career of what top agents are doing in their schedule daily.
And like his there was a guy, do y'all know Floyd Wickman? Does that name sound familiar? Neither to me. And so there's this guy, he was part of like Tom Ferry's crew back in the 80s. Floyd Wickman was one of their top guys. And he shared an interview with Floyd, and that was really the mentor that Jeff looked up to early in his career. And he went to a conference one day with Floyd, and he was able to meet Floyd, and he said, "Floyd, I want to do something like you do one day. I want to be you, and I want to help impact other agents in the industry." And he was like, "Do you have any advice for me on what I could do?" And Floyd said, "Jeff, you have to do something extraordinary where everyone would look up and say, 'Wow, you achieved that.'" And that's where he decided to go on a mission that from this time on, I'm going to sell 100 homes a year for 10 years straight. And he said, if I can sell 100 homes a year for a decade straight, that seems pretty extraordinary to me. And I think people will want to consider to hear what I have to say when I can achieve that. And that was really the genesis of his career, and then now into Glover U as well, in creating credibility. Just some notes we have too is the day isn't over until you hit your contact goal and or appointment goal. And your accountability partner is someone else in the office to hold you accountable of your schedule and what you say you're going to do. And then I want to share okay, here it is. Here's some other notes too. Your oops time equals proactive versus reactive. So like, if you have like an administrative assistant to help you or whatnot, to create that oops time in the schedule where you can go over offers, over leads, over coordination, over, hey, did this person get contacted? Did that get contacted? So creating like an oops time of like, oh, I forgot to do that. There's times throughout the day where I'm like, oh, I needed to send an email or I need to send a text message, right? All the time, right? And so,
As you're driving, you're going, oh, God.
oh, forgot.
5 things, you're like, trying to take yourself in.
Exactly. So like creating a little block of like, here's my oops time. That's 15, 20 minutes in your schedule every single day.
Well, and like to that point, Jeff has always had an executive assistant, and they would meet daily for 15 to 30 minutes, and everything.
Fast.
Yes, it would be what's going on, what are you focusing on, what is the assistant focusing on, are there any fires or emergencies to handle, and
Any offers to be presented to the seller.
and as the operations side, I really value that, because sometimes they're running out the door and I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Or I needed to talk to you. So I think that that's really important to either with yourself, if it's just you, or if you have an assistant, to really stay strict to that meeting time so that you can go over everything. You feel like you're kind of relieved or some things are leveraged off your plate, and then you have the assistant has direction on what he or she's doing for the day.
Like, I try to do that with my transaction coordinator.
Exactly. Bingo.
This is what we got. Are we on schedule for everything else? Are we good? Yes.
And it's fast, right?
It is
Yeah,
fast.
daily check-in.
But if you do that every day, it's easy.
Yes. And you don't feel behind all the time, or
You
like,
just still forget stuff. I mean, we all do that.
Sure.
And you've got to add this, but that's internally, what you're supposed to do and keep up with. And
Yeah.
as we're, driving, doing that.
And you're like, oh man, forgot to schedule the
You can
cleaners to
just
come
press,
help.
"Hey Siri," and
Yeah.
well, I'm sure all the phones are going to go off now.
I just put it in my briefcase, but then I drove past the bank and got to
Oh
deposit
gosh,
the check.
Yeah.
I do that with mail all the time. I have mail to put in the mailbox, and I'm like, "Whoop, there's the mailbox." 30 minutes down the road.
I think this is just going to add on to what we're discussing too. It's answer client questions before they are asked and set clear expectations. I think that's a big one too. Is always addressing things before they even come up. And this is what happens next. Here's what happens next. And I think that really positions us as the professional when we answer client questions before they are asked and you set clear expectations. Add or put up boundaries for lead generation. Jess spoke a lot about that of like, hey, you got a minute? Hey, you got a minute? Hey, you got a minute? When we're having our uninterrupted lead generation time, there's always something that comes up, right? And honoring that, creating the boundary. That's something that I can continue to practice with. Implement Ultimate Prospecting Mondays. He's big, really, really big into this perspective, and I believe in it too, of start each week strong with making the week's appointment. So take your Mondays, honoring that time, and starting the week strong so you can set appointments for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and potentially even Saturday and Sunday. So having an Ultimate Prospect Monday in the calendar. Desire to accomplish goal needs to be large, your purpose and your why.
That's why you wake up every day and go to the office and lead gen. Like, it has to be large enough.
For the money, for the transactions, for the options, better, best self, and then the unreal life. Before 12 p.m., you're working in the business. After lunch, working on the business. A lot of this is tactical too, of like structuring your schedule such that the most important task gets completed at the very first start of the morning, very first start of the day. Meet with your DOO, or DOO is Director of Operations, or EA, Executive Assistant, every day for discussions of new leads to set appointments, fire already put out, or if you need assistance, etc., price reductions, offers, or miscellaneous. Honor that time daily. We're going to move into 17 listing skills required to win. 17 listing skills required to win. Okay. Number one is the ability to identify a seller's communication style and adapt. What does that mean? The ability to identify a seller's communication style and adapt. How do we determine that? What Jeff suggested, and I think we all do, and a variation of this is understanding where the person's disc is. Your D, your I, your S, or a C. And to be able to identify it relatively quickly, so then you know how to mirror match with tonality, body language, communication style to help build rapport. And the sooner we can build with the other individual that, hey, we care about you, we can help you, and you can trust me, the sooner you'll build that relationship. Value and look forward to rejection. Feedback to get better. These are listing skills required because not everybody is going to hire you. Someone might even hire a friend of yours, right, and not you. And so really creating that relationship and value and look forward to rejection, and always ask. If you're not hired, ask the customer, what was your reasoning behind hiring so-and-so? What could I have done or said differently such that we could have worked together? And asking for the feedback.
And accept it.
And learn from it. Move on. Exactly.
And that's in the past, but
Exactly, for the next time. Use AI to stay in conversation even when physically unavailable. Use AI to stay in conversation even when physically unavailable.
That's like if you are on a listing appointment or you're just tied up somewhere and you can't immediately have the speed to lead, that your CRM is hooked up with a auto response for you so that it's responding to you and that you can capture that lead or even set an appointment with AI, and then it's on your schedule and you didn't miss out on potential business.
Yeah, some form of automation to be able to communicate. Likewise. Likewise. We don't have any of that set up. I mean, in theory, it sounds fabulous, doesn't it?
I was
There,
in New York City.
there may be some wizards here that are listening today that may have input on that.
Not this guy.
Sure, I'm with you. And these are through the lens of what top listing skills are required to win business today. And I love this one, and I think we can all relate to this too. Is approach every day as if it were a job interview, because every day we wake up and we're looking for new business. And so, looking through the lens of today, I'm going to discover who I can help and serve, and you're on the job interview when you're communicating with people, when you're prospecting. Jeff is big into dress and to impress. No followers on social media are no different than the contacts in your database. People that follow you, he's saying that there's a very unique connection. The people who follow you are the same, identical to the people who are already in your database. Number 6, articulate exactly how you will use to market the listing.
Social media
To selfie and introducing, hey, meet the Dillingers. They're going to be selling. They've hired me to sell 123 Main Street, etc., etc. Yeah. Ability to be direct and double down on questions if the customer is not clear. Jeff leans into is that buyers want to like you and sellers want to respect you. So the ability to be direct and double down on questions if the customer is not clear. I think that's so important too. I can't tell you where I've been meeting with somebody and I wasn't clear enough and I didn't seek to understand, and then I'm realizing like we have an issue because I wasn't clear enough at the very beginning of the process. Hold every listing accountable to 2 transactions. Every single listing you take, hold that accountable to 2 transactions. So we have 2 sides of a transaction, right? Seller side and buyer side, two units. So every listing you take, commit that you're going to gain 2 more pieces of business from that one listing. So that could be through open houses. That could be through door knocking, circle prospecting, asking for referrals. The best time to ask for referrals is during the honeymoon period of phase. Honeymoon, when things are looking really good, feeling really good, initially going on the market, you shot a really great video, the seller's super impressed, honeymoon phase, getting an offer, receiving an offer, going under contract, getting through due diligence, and then certainly closing. So there's like 5 really strong touch points throughout the transaction where we ought to all capitalize and ask for referrals. And that's a great way. Take that one transaction, get into another one.
and reviews too.
And reviews. Yeah.
Like
referrals
all throughout
and
the
reviews.
transaction. As soon as you get the listing agreement signed, ask for
God, we can do
review.
so much. Like I was looking the other day, like throughout the years, probably have like around 175 reviews, which I feel like we should have so many more.
So when we were down at Cody Gibson the other day,
Yeah.
he said on those reviews, don't be all on Google. Because if someone's using Chat GPT to look up who, hey, I want the best person in Haversham.
Mm-hmm.
All your stuff's on Google, that typical AI is being blocked by Google. What's Google?
Gemini.
Gemini.
Yeah.
If you have
Interesting.
Gemini, it'll go off to the Google reviews. If you're asking the other one, you won't get all the Google reviews.
Yeah, it'll
It needs to be
search
on the
everything else.
website, not just Google reviews.
So on your particular website,
Yes.
we need to push all of the reviews to there as well.
Yes.
And
Not
and
just-
they
not
did
just on
say
Gemini.
it needs to be like very consistent on every single platform. Like, yes, if you have a Google business page, very similar to what your Zillow profile page looks like, your Realtor.com profile page.
Homes.com.
Because AI, your own website, your Facebook page, like all social media, because there are all different options for AI, and they will choose, their preferred location to pull from.
That's
I
smart.
didn't realize that until he was saying that.
And we've been so focused on Google for the last handful of years. Yeah.
And
So I think,
lately,
yeah.
all this different marketing is coming out on what you should do for yourself.
right.
And,
Yeah.
and then you're like, well, that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years,
Yeah.
or 10 years, or whatever.
Sure.
Well, and then now it's not working like it
Used to
in the
be.
past. Yes.
It's like adapting. Gosh, it's so
Yeah,
fascinating.
Isn't that disappointing? Isn't that disappointing?
Oh, yeah.
You figure out how to do something.
And then it
It
changes.
just changes, you got like reinvent the wheel.
You do.
Every day.
But I didn't know that. Well, I went to that, seminar the other day.
I didn't know that either. Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Sure is. Yeah, so holding every listing accountable to 2 transactions. And then, listing skills required is treating database as a lead source, not a storage unit. Treating your database as a lead source and not a storage unit. I think we can accomplish this by tagging your database properly and using it as a communication method of whom you need to be communicating with and set up alerts and reminders.
And on top of that, the other day he was, not to interrupt.
Oh, you're good, please.
Cody was saying, how do you communicate with everybody? He said, how many people you think respond to emails? What's the percentage you think respond to emails?
I don't know, 2.
5%.
11.
11.
He said, how many people respond to text messages?
90.
91. So he said, if you're still old school, you're sending all these emails to everybody.
You're missing.
How many times in the morning do you go, delete, just
Oh, yeah. I'll clear it out. Yeah, get a bunch of
junk?
BS. Yeah. Yeah,
But
exactly.
anyway, he said, really concentrate on sending more text, personal text, not just a blanket text of, hey, we're here in Haversham today, or we're here in Hall County today, and this is what we're doing, and we're trying to win the contest, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like we've done in the past.
Yeah.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
You know,
With bold or
You
something.
sent out 50 of them, you got,
Yeah.
no one responded back. Because, they got it from, 200 other people in the same room.
Exactly.
They're not being sarcastic.
Exactly.
He said, but you gotta make everything more personal to you and what you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
That's what one of the things he was stressing,
Sure. I get it.
which makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Well, and I feel like we've heard that for the last, 5 years with social media, being present on social media, and just having a relationship, like a personal relationship, authentic relationship, not just, oh, I just sold another home, just sold, just listed, just got a new review, whatever. It's just, people get, okay, we get it, you're in real estate.
Yeah, they don't care, hey, driving up the road, I looked at 3 lake houses today.
Right.
But if you've got a cool picture, send it, saying, come
Yeah.
do something
It's
cool
just
today.
sprinkling those little
Yes.
moments.
And that's what it is.
Treat their database as a lead source, not a storage unit. Add people to it. Add value to them. You add 1 and 2 together. And number 10 is discipline to keep following up when they don't get back. If someone you're contacting over and over and over again and you're not getting a response back, maintain the discipline to continue until they let you know, hey, stop calling me. Hey, call me back in a few months. Whatever their response is, maintain the discipline to keep staying in touch until you hear what's happening in their world. Number 11 is price properly and articulating it to the client. Price properly and articulating it to the client of why this matters, why this strategy is going to help you achieve your goals. Tell the seller the truth even when it hurts. Tell the seller the truth even when it hurts. Asking for a reduction every 14 days. Before a weekend, not on a Monday. Strategically to ask before the weekend comes, Because we all know buyers are out on weekends a lot of times. So Thursday or Friday, get the price adjustment, post it on to the multiple listing service or social media.
And I think on the opposite end, sellers are in better moods towards the end of the week.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's Friday.
Yeah, they're
Work's
done with their
done.
work week. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great point too. And we did already discuss is know and understand and utilize the honeymoon period, the honeymoon phase for referrals and reviews. Just listed, just under contract, just past due diligence. We have a clear to close. That's a big one. I always get excited when I get an email from the lender, hey, we have a clear to close. That's really exciting for me because I know unless a tornado comes through and blows the house down, we're going to close.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Hope
Almost.
the weather's okay.
Exactly.
It's just hot.
Have 2 or 3 answers for every objection that you hear. 2 or 3 answers for every objection that you hear. Understand value to customer and don't need to reduce your fees to get a listing. These are listing skills to win business.
And
Understand your value.
that just having a value proposition like embedded in your mind, because I think these days that always comes up as a negotiation, your fee, and to just be able to rattle it off.
Of why this is my fee and this is what you're going to get when you pay this fee.
Or like even ask, okay, well, what would you like me to take off of my services to help compensate that reduction in the compensation?
And a seller will probably say, nothing.
Yeah,
None.
when you start taking away things, I think the mindset's a little bit easier. Oh, wait, I'm not going to get this, this, and this if you're going to do it for 2.5%.
Or any percentage that's agreed upon and negotiated.
Right.
Whatever that fee is.
Whatever that fee is.
Can we say that word now, fee?
I don't know.
I think it's compensation
I don't
still.
know. I'm not real sure.
What?
Compensation.
Compensation.
Alan's company, doesn't it?
Wait, we don't know who that is.
This 17 is operating from a business plan instead of your personality. A lot of realtors have really, really great personalities. They're really fun. They're really friendly. Great connectors. Yet leaning into of operating your business from a business plan, not just your personality. There's this guy named James Houteling. Am I saying his name right? It's a tough last name. It's hard to enunciate.
He's a coach with Glover U.
And he used to coach Jeff back in the day, like when he was just getting started. And he was sharing some traits that he saw from Jeff that I want to share with you right now.
I think he was my coach.
James
Houtling.
Houteling with Glover U. Did you coach with Glover U?
We got like a free month or two one time a few years ago. He was my coach.
He has hair like you. He pulls it back. It's very handsome.
Zoom,
We
so I don't know.
Oh, I see. Well, he pulls it. He like pushes it back.
Oh my gosh.
And this is what he observed from Jeff. Is that funny?
Well, it's not like my-
Oh, not like. Well, it looks good. It looks good. It looks good. Consistent discipline for contacts, and that's uninterrupted lead generation time. Accountability structure for consequences. Whether that's to a competitor or somebody in your office, you're like, hey, I need this. This is the money I want to earn. This is the transactions, the amount of people I want to serve each year. I got to be here at 8:01, 8 o'clock, 7:45, whatever that is. If you're not there, you have a consequence. Price reduction strategies and inventory audit. The half the sells, they want to sell. Why do I have this listing? Is it a waste of time? Is it costing me money? So you're auditing your own business and your inventory. He saw Jeff commit to the very beginning of what top agents are doing. Is he was really clear on leadership skills and team structure and utilizing the 70-30 rule of 70% is going to be on production and 30% is going to be on building the business. Role play and skill development, mindset and energy management, and strategic growth and scaling. And then I wanted to share. What he's recommending too is take your entire database and build a plan of getting 10% return from your database. If you have 80 people in your database, then the goal ought to be is to help 8 families out of your database. You have 800 people to serve 80 families out of your database. 10%. 10% rule. 10% return from your database. 36 touch, and plan to always stay in communication and top of mind with your sphere.
Yeah, so it's like the quarterly phone calls, the texts, the emails, which they don't open.
Client events.
Client events, postcard, like mailing.
Mm-hmm. Focus on your income producing sources. I think that's really important. Like, we can always look back throughout the end of the year and see like where our business came from. But when you identify that, that's what you need to double down on, because you're seeing that you're generating income from those sources. So a couple of examples of those sources: your sphere, past clients, expired listings, circle prospecting for sell by owners, Facebook, social media,
Open houses.
open houses.
That's your thing.
I had the most incredible experience the other day. I got to share this. This is not part of the notes. We were, like, do you guys hold open houses? Occasionally? We do them a lot. We're pretty consistent at it too. We had 0 showings on this property, and it was listed at $725. I had a signed listing agreement for $675, and they wanted to go up in price. They wanted to be at $750. I was like, guys, it's too much. And going back to that 10% rule, we ended up listing it at $725. No showings. Had an open house on a Friday evening from 5 to 7 p.m. One buyer came in, said they drove all the way from Florida and wanted to see the house. They've been watching it. And they wrote a cash offer on Monday. First time that's ever happened where we had no showings, no interest, no inquiries, nothing. Had an open house, buyer comes in from Florida, has an agent. His agent was out of town. I said, that's fine. We're happy to work with you too and give your agent the information, etc. Comes Monday, the agent sends us a cash offer. And we're closing. When are we closing? Next month? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Isn't that fun?
It was the advertisement from the open house that.
I think it was the open house. I do. Yeah. I think the act of pulling that lead generation lever down and saying, I'm going to hold this open house whether somebody comes or not, because we don't know. Like, we tell our clients, hey, we can have 0 people, 10 people, 1 person. We don't know. Yet it's a lever we're going to pull.
And just another strategy that they really double down on with open houses is that, let's say you're having an open house on a weeknight or on a weekend. Well, that host is going door knocking to the neighbors and inviting them to an exclusive neighbor only first hour, first 30 minutes, whatever. And they're also calling around, like they're doing a lot of prep work to get people in that door, asking them, hey, do you know of anyone that you'd like to come move next door to you? And so again, with the two transactions, like that's half of the lead generation.
We could do so much better at that. Like, cause Jeff, he hammered on where always hold like a neighbor only open house. If you're going to have an open that weekend, hold one on Thursday, have a twilight open house, invite your neighbors. It's obvious. He's like, who do you think's going to come? The neighbors. And do the neighbors own? Well, yes, they own. And he said, you want to generate seller leads? Get the neighbors in there. They've been really successful at generating seller leads from inviting a neighbor-only open house. And I think that's really smart. And it certainly requires a tremendous amount of work and effort as well. Yet, interested in generating, hey, I'm committing, I'm going to generate 2 transactions for this 1 listing. I think that's a really steadfast way to achieve that. of holding a neighbor-only open house.
Yeah, because oftentimes you are hosting an open house, and one of the first people through the door are the next door neighbors.
Because they're
Like,
curious
hey.
or nosy. And at some point in time, that seller may have a living situation that no longer serves them, and they may have a need to sell, even if they're being nosy.
Or they have a relative that wants to move close to
That's
them.
right.
Here
That's
it is.
right.
So what do you do when someone does not want to have an open house because of that? Because they don't want to notice neighbors being in their house?
Well, I'm curious, Alan, if
We've all had those, haven't we?
sure, and I would just ask the seller. Well, I'm curious if we found that like pulling that lead generation lever resulted in a buyer. Would you want to have an open house? And if the seller still said no, I'm not interested, then they're not interested. Yet, if they're like me, like I've never had. I'll be in business 18 years next month, and I've never had no showings on a property, and one person comes to the open house and buys it. I've never seen that happen before. And so, like, I think if I told that story to a seller, they might have a different perspective of it. They may say, okay, Zach, let's just try it. And then I would say, look, it's not guaranteed either. Please know this. And like a lot of times, too, that evening, we gave our client a gift card to go have dinner, too. And they were, I was like, hey, here's a $30 gift card. Go have dinner on us. Because they were out from 5 to 7.
Yeah, and they had to take their dogs
Yeah.
too. So
So
we
gave
had to
them
make
to a
sure
dog-friendly.
the restaurant was, outside, had a
Yeah.
patio.
Yeah. So I would try. and see. Because you just never know. And that just blew my mind. Okay. That's focusing on all of our income producing sources. Jeff leaned into is like create an I Heart It All board, celebrate rejection, and it creates a different relationship with it. Somebody's nasty with you, somebody you don't connect with, yada yada. Create a I Have It All board, and you guys can all commiserate in that for 30 seconds and move on.
Well, and the point is like at the office, have it posted. And like if you heard something that you never heard of, go and write it up there.
Yeah, like on that little wall right there, you're having a
Yeah.
poopy day, write it down and everybody can commiserate what
This
what
guy
you heard.
just called me this, like
Yeah.
write it down.
Yep. That's right. With reviews, reply to each review. And they were leaning into to the contrary of what Cody was sharing too, of like focusing on one platform to gather all the reviews. That was their perspective.
They did say reply to every single review to have that relationship out there as well. So whether that's on Facebook, Google, Zillow, just acknowledging.
Prepare the night before for your day, your call list, your schedule, and your mindset. At the end of the day, in the evening, go back and look at what tomorrow will bring and what the goal is. Midway, May Day, it's like by the 15th of every month, if not on track of goal, intensify your income producing activities. Maybe you hold 2 open houses that week. Maybe you call one for sale by owner. Maybe you call an expired listing. You intensify your activities to get to your end of month goal. I learned, this is something that I learned. There was a luxury agent speaking, and the topic was how to increase your average sales price. How to increase your average sales price. And he created 5 primary buckets of price points. Now, I've never heard it described this way before. 1, you have your entry level home. 2, you have your market average price. High end is 2 times the average. Luxury is 3 times the average, and ultra luxury is 10x the average sales price. So if your average sales price is $350,000, 10x of that would be $3.5 million, and that's where you start entering the ultra luxury market. If it's at double, like I've even, we're in Habersham County mostly, that's our primary market. Average sales price is like high 3s, and so I've, in hearing this perspective and this model, a high end's going to be, around $600,000-700,000, and then you're going to get into your luxury. It'll be 3x, and so if your average sale price is 4, 3x of that's going to be like 1.2 million. That's what the luxury market will bring, and so identifying the price points that you want to be in, and that's a good way to gauge of increasing your average sales price, and which market you want to enter in. And then if you touch it twice, you need a system or a process. If you touch it twice. Something in your business you're doing repetitively 2 or more times, it needs a system or a process. That's what we got.
And they have some really great speakers. When we went to the summit, they had Jesse Cole, the owner of Savannah Bananas. He's super energetic and really motivational. So we enjoyed that. And then this past June, he really kept it kind of within the family. So it was a bunch of the Glover U coaches that he's been with in business for probably
Like
10
8 to 10 years.
Yeah, 10 plus years. And just hearing their stories of where they came from, adversity, and it's just so like authentic, and like the proximity to these speakers on stage are like right there next to you. And so it just felt like really, I want to say cozy, yet it's really, really neat. If y'all want a different experience from the major mega
It's small.
camp and family reunion that Keller Williams puts on, this is a really good one and worth the time.
And it's affordable.
And I've been to some of those free ones.
Yes, yeah, and that's
Yeah.
another great
Those
thing.
one-day free ones.
Yeah, we'll come and do a tour. Yeah.
Yeah,
So much value. And that's the thing, like it's
jammed
affordable
packed of
and
just information coming at you. So I mean, we did the best that we could to take the best nuggets. There's a lot though.
we
More.
purchased another ticket and we want to give it away. So do you have a card? If you're not interested in going, don't give your card, to be clear. Gaylord Palm Springs.
Oh yeah, so it's so this is going to be the